Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be discussing a recent class I took from the MASSAD AYOOB Group MAG40 class. If you're wondering what MAG40 is, it's 40 hours of firearms training over the course of 4 to 5 days, and it's taught by MASSAD AYOOB. If you want to see his full bio, you can go to his website. Just Google MAG40. It'll pop up with his website and all the other classes he teaches, along with his background. A short summary of that is, he's been in law enforcement since about the late 70s. He has a lot of firearms knowledge and experience, and he uses that to teach a great class. Now, over the course of 40 hours, it's a mixture between classroom and range time. We go over topics such as tactics, mindset, shooting, before and after the gunfight. Who would benefit from this class? Well, pretty simple. Almost everyone would. If you're an expert, if you've been shooting for years on end, or if you're a beginner. If you've been shooting for a long time, you might get more out of the classroom portion than the range portion, but you'll still get something out of it. A lot of shooting classes that you go to more are how to shoot and not the legal side of it, or the before and aftermath of a self-defense shooting. Now, if you're a new shooter, you'll get the same benefits as the expert shooter, plus you'll also get a lot of the benefits of the range class. He does a good job of pacing out, so if you're a new shooter, you're not going to be behind the curve, but you should also at least have the safety fundamentals down. It should not be the first time you're ever shooting a handgun. What is the classroom portion like? The classroom portion is not just a lecture. There is some interaction, but you do need to have a way to take notes. Personally, I took about 150 pages worth of notes. Not everyone's going to take that much. Maybe there's people who take more, but you're paying for the class, so you might as well take some good notes to get what you're paying for. The actual classroom portion itself goes into a lot of detail and deep into detail on mindset, tactics, situational awareness. It goes into being prepared before the fight, physically, mentally, legally, what happens during and afterwards. A lot of classes you go to don't talk about the aftermath of a self-defense shooting. He goes into detail on what would happen if you do have to go to court. How would you survive court battle, both criminal court and civil court? And he really stresses being able to articulate why you did something. The range portion of the class is not to teach you how to be John Wick, but to teach you the fundamentals needed to defend yourself. Now, the range portion is set up to be gun neutral. So if you're running a 6-round revolver, a subcompact semi-automatic handgun, to a full-size handgun with 15, 17 rounds, each string of fire is 6 rounds. That way in this course, it doesn't matter which one you have to run. It makes it more neutral for ammo capacity. If you are wanting to learn more high-speed stuff with a handgun, he does offer an additional class called MAG40. That's 3 days of pure shooting where you shoot about 3,000 rounds over the course of 3 days. The range portion of the MAG40 class is still a good portion. He breaks it down, kind of going with a crawl, walk, run phase. Each string of fire is 6 rounds. I ran my carry gun, which is a Glock 34. I had no issues with that. With the range portion, he'd teach different methods of shooting, from Weaver to Chapman and isosceles stance. At the beginning, he did not care which one you preferred, just to try all 3. And at the end, you can decide. Now, if you're dead set on one or the other, still, try the other 2, at least learn how to do it. Because he did stress throughout the class, you might teach something to someone at some time. So if you're trying to help a friend or family member learn how to shoot, maybe they have a physical disability where they can't get a Weaver stance or isosceles stance, you can know how to do that other stance and teach them. Maybe they can't lock out their arm, or they can't bend their arm a certain way, so that's why you might have to modify and go with the other shooting stance. And that was a good part of the class where he explained what he was doing. It was try these different methods, do which one works for you. Then at the end of the class, there is going to be a test, both a written test of the classroom portion and a shooting test. Neither of which are extremely difficult if you pay attention, take good notes, and pay attention at the range. You can pass both of them. With the shooting test, use some type of IPSC target. Now, what did I get out of the class? Personally, for me, I got more out of the classroom portion than the range portion. I've taken a lot of shooting classes, and most of them are more shooting than they are mindset. So going into the mindset part of the classroom portion was very important. along with the legal portion, the before and after a gunfight, explaining to a jury why you did something this way, and then also back to where he said, we all teach something to someone sometimes. Whether or not you're an instructor or not, and you may or may not even know it, you still might teach something to a friend or family member about guns. And if you are trying to explain something to a friend or family member, it is important to actually explain it the right way or know their handicaps. If they can't do something because of a disability, knowing how to improve and modify so you can actually teach them this way. In the end, it is a great class. Anyone can go to this class and take something away from it, regardless of your experience level. From classroom portion, range portion, there's always something to learn here. Now the class itself, MASSAD AYOOB, while a lot of it was very serious, did make some good jokes during it too. That helped get through the class itself also. Not only is it important information taken seriously and good information, there's a little humor in it too that helps combine it and wrap it all together, so it's not just a dry class. And if you made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching our video. Please like, subscribe, and leave your comments below.